I also can prophesize the future. And I also can see subliminal messaging.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Miss Pillberry's slow, girl. Now, I'm
Look, really? I'm pretty sure I could truck the shit out of you, you fucking overgrown baby.
Dude, whatever you're smoking, buy a ton of it.
I'm the greatest smack talk on the fucking face of the earth right now.
Possibility of women playing in the league, I don't think it's impossible.
You fucking ass bitch!
Jesus Christ, that hurt. I'm still got that.
I'm fucking real, bro. You ain't shit.
Well, this is smacking off. I could change your diaper and leave.
Don't be ridiculous right now, okay?
I'd rather watch softcore porn to watch y'all of that.
No, that's how you make opium, and then from there you gotta cross it.
Bro, who invited this dude, bro? What the fuck? Get this dude out of here, bro.
No, U.S. is far better than Oklahoma historically.
How about make your meat as moist as my pussy gets? I promise you that.
Okay.
Oh shit, this has turned into King Arthur's class.
They need you back at the cash register.
Well, Tiki's life pipe minus the entertainment value.
Smacking Off the podcast is starting in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. I'm joined with Doug Phillips. We have been experiencing some Facebook technical difficulties, as usual. And I think that's horseshit, but whatever. We apparently Doug has drawn the ire of Mark Zuckerberg himself. Mark is he's been sending you emails, like personal emails, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some horseshit. We've had to kind of scramble to get the show together. So unfortunately, we stepped all over Mr. Sean Devine's must-see games of the week. Sean Devine, what's up?
Hey, how are you, Shannon?
Yeah, frazzled. We're trying to figure out this whole why Mark Zuckerberg absolutely hates smacking off the podcast, and I think that's fucking horseshit. I really do.
Well, you know Mark Zuckerberg is a big Pac-12 guy. So that
yeah, well, and you know the thing is, with this show we use OBS Studio, which is kind of a Linux kind of video production thing that you can do for these things, for these live internet stuff. I don't know all the official terminology. I'm not the producer of the show, but we do it the same way every single week, and it seems like every other week we get some sort of curveball thrown at us by Facebook and the way that our little program syncs up with Facebook and so on and so forth.
Apparently that watch party did go through.
Oh, okay.
In family.
Okay. Well, okay. I got one going up in family, so that might be why. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see. Shit. Who knows, man?
Exactly. Hey, Sean, just go ahead and cut to the chase on the games and go straight for the for your must-see games.
Okay. So number 3, game of the week, Penn State at Iowa. Penn State is ranked 10th, Iowa 17th. Penn State's unbeaten. Iowa coming off a tough loss at Michigan. This is going to be a big test. Saturday night at Kinnick Stadium. We know crazy things happen out in Iowa. This is kind of to me, a must-win for Penn State, especially for James Franklin. Iowa still not really a must-win because they still have the big game against Wisconsin and the chance to win the Big Ten West. Current line, Penn State is a 3.5-point favorite with an over-under of 42. I think Penn State goes out there and gets it done. I think they're ready to go, and I think they win. I think it's very close. We'll say Penn State 21, Iowa 14 in a low-scoring, hard-hitting game on Saturday night. The game is going to be on Fox, if I'm not mistaken.
ABC.
ABC. Oh, ABC's got it? Okay. Yep. My apologies. So that's game number 3. Game number 2 normally would be the game of the week, but it's not. The Florida Gators are visiting the LSU Tigers, and the reason I say it's not, Florida's coming off, they're unbeaten, they're 6-0. They're coming off a huge win at home against Auburn. However, they're 13.5-point underdogs going into Death Valley Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. LSU, of course, is unbeaten. They're 5-0. Their last time we really saw them tested was in the Texas game, which they came out victorious. The current win streak, Florida pulled that game out last year in the Swamp. But that was a completely different LSU offense. Joe Burrow has got them rolling. They're putting up points, so I think this game's going to be a very, very exciting game. And if Joe Burrow can figure out the Florida defense, I expect LSU to win this game. Definitely hard for them to get it up and going another week in a row in tough SEC play. So this one's going to be exciting. Guys, for Florida, it all starts with their running back P. Ryan. I think Trask is going to have to rely on P. Ryan if Florida has any hope to win this game and to definitely keep the LSU offense off the field.
Yep.
So that's my number 2 game of the week.
Man, I have to just for Shannon Russell's sake, I've got to pull for Florida.
I'm definitely pulling for Florida. Nikki Mays is my new that's my new BFF in hashtag Family Smack right now. So yeah, I'm gonna pull for the Gators in this one, and also fuck LSU.
I'm also pulling for Florida, simply because I'd like to see them go into the cocktail party unbeaten for that game with Georgia.
And this will easily be the very best defense that LSU has faced yet. So we're going to see if Burrow continues to put up those just gaudy numbers that he has put up.
Very interesting. I'm definitely looking forward. to it.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that are going to be answered in this game.
All right.
Yeah, this game is definitely is one of the 2 games where Burrow will either make or break his so-called Heisman bid. So definitely excited to watch that one.
And Felipe Franks, R.I.P. brother. We're still pulling for you.
But on to our
He's
number
not
1
dead.
game of
It's
the
just
week.
his foot is still dead. I think.
Something.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 1 game of the week, the Red River rivalry game. Number 6 unbeaten Oklahoma, and number 11 once beaten Texas meeting yet again.
This is easily. Hey, I'm
one.
gonna tell you one thing right now. Nationwide, this is easily probably the second or third best rivalry in the country. Of course, next to the Iron Bowl. Go ahead.
There's been some talk about that.
Timothy Bailey.
I would say it would be the Iron Bowl would be higher, but again, Auburn with only the 2 national titles, and Bama has dominated that series for the most part. But we got 2 blue bloods battling. Texas leads the series 62 wins, 47 losses, 5 ties. Fun little bit of information I picked up while researching this game. They've played this will be the 115th time they've played, but only 18 games in the whole series have not been played in the city of Dallas. So this game's been played in Dallas just about every time in the old Cotton Bowl, which seats 92,100 natural grass, built in 1930, and it's split. Each side gets equal amount of tickets. You're going to see burnt orange in the north and crimson and cream in the south.
And horns downs all over the fucking stadium.
Yeah, there's going to be so many fucking horns down. It's not even funny. I hope that every single person in the stadium, even Texas fans, flash their horns down throughout this game. Anarchy.
This game is right now. Oklahoma is a 10.5-point favorite going into this game, with an insane over/under of 76 points. So they're expecting this to be a high-scoring game.
That is not an insane number. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be an absolute shootout. Because, well, I say that, but Oklahoma has definitely made some strides on defense, and that's really going to be maybe the tipping point for this game. I don't know.
Well, they are up from last year. They finished, I believe, 101st or 102nd in total defense.
Yes.
To I want to say 70th this year currently.
I think that this is the last number that I saw after last weekend's game, but I think they've crept up in the top 50.
That's even better. But are we truly sold yet on Oklahoma? I mean, looking at who they've played,
probably not. Yeah,
I think this is we know kind of what Texas is after watching them play LSU, but we're not. I'm still not quite certain what Oklahoma is. They certainly can put up points in bunches, and Hurts is running Lincoln Riley's system very, very well. But injury is going to be the story in this game. Texas is missing guys in their defensive backfield. Oklahoma is potentially missing their starting tackles, both the left and right tackle. We're going to see if Hurts can really make things happen if he's not protected well, which is as we know is very difficult. Anytime a quarterback's facing a lot of pressure, they can't get time to read their different reads, and this is going to be a good one. I'm very excited for this game. Two blue bloods that battle every year at a neutral site. Texas State Fair. And the battle for the golden hat, one of the great rivalry trophies in the game. So I like Oklahoma to win this game. I just think they have a little bit too much for Texas. So we'll say Oklahoma 48, Texas 41.
Yep, sounds like an Oklahoma-Texas game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a classic. It's going to be another great one. That game is at noon on Fox. So make sure you're up and ready to rock.
I can't believe
and
that
roll
wasn't a
for
primetime game. That would have been a really good primetime game.
Yep.
Yeah, but it is.
Well,
I'll be up there.
You know, Fox is pushing their big noon game because that's their new. They put all their games at noon, so because that's the way it's not competing with the SEC game on CBS, which.
And everybody's going to watch that game. That's a huge, big time game, particularly this year.
Yeah, no, and it's to me. There's just something seeing that game during the day, and I'm not even sure if the Cotton Bowl has lights. That might be another issue, and also that kind of neighborhood where the game is located at. Getting 92,000 people out of there at night is a little bit of a challenge. So I understand why they play the game at about noon every year. So you're right. It would be a great primetime game, but it's just kind of tradition to see them play at noon.
Well, this is a message to all the people that'll
doesn't
be
play a part in
attending
this
that
game
game is that the Texas is a stand your ground state. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's crazy. There's 5 games this week that could have made this list. This is another. I was telling Doug before you jumped on that it seems like this year it's been feast or famine for football. These different kind of weeks where one week there's one good game and there's kind of a lot of chalk being served, and then there are other weeks where we get 6, 7, 8, 9 games that are huge. And it's hopefully you have a lot of monitors and you're ready to rock and roll with the remote to be able to catch all of them.
I think I can watch up to like 4, maybe 5. The way I'm set up, I can watch like 4 or 5 different games at one time, and that's without any kind of split screen.
We're going to have Florida at LSU. I didn't even mention USC is at Notre Dame.
Yep.
And then we got Penn State at Iowa going. And
that's a big game.
I want to say I'm not sure when the Nebraska-Minnesota game is, but if Minnesota can squeak by Nebraska, they'd be unbeaten at 6-0 and have an outside shot at the Big Ten West Division title.
Yep, I agree.
So it's going to be a great
quite
weekend,
honestly,
gentlemen,
I think Minnesota needs to be in the top 25 right now. But if they,
I don't think they've played anybody yet.
Yeah.
Is the argument I'm hearing?
Well, and that doesn't sound like they're playing anybody this weekend either. So
All right, Sean, we appreciate it, and I can't wait till week 8.
Absolutely, gentlemen. The pleasure is always being on. You guys enjoy the games this weekend, and hopefully Facebook doesn't give you any more problems.
All right.
Amen to that, brother. Sean Devine,
All right.
ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
Later. All right. That was good.
I'm going to call the next guy because we got to move, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We're woefully late. Our sponsors are going to be very upset if
no, Pike's going to be upset.
Yeah.
Pike's going to be so
Pike's got a big guy.
If he comes on at 15 after 9, he's going to be drunker than shit.
He's got a big segment planned tonight. He's got
does.
a lot of shit to talk about. Mike Richardson, what's up?
How we doing, guys?
Not too good.
We've had better.
Oh, well, I ain't no damn good.
We started the podcast, and my freaking account got locked.
Yeah.
Facebook said there was suspicious activity, and it got locked, so I had to shut everything down, jump through their hoops, and then get the shit started back. So we're doing
old Mike Zuckerberg, whatever the fuck his name is.
Zuckerberg don't like football.
No, and Zuckerberg doesn't like us, and probably for good reason. We are horrible people. Me in particular. Actually, just me. Doug's interaction online is actually fairly tame compared to some of the horse shit I get involved in.
I had so many years of political shit where people would be like, "I'm going to find your fucking house," and I've just really mellowed down a lot, just because got a family and just. You know how it goes.
I don't give a fuck. I've already my daughter is 1.5 years, and she already knows how to shoot a gun. So we're square here at the back of the household.
All right, so Mike, we're kind of in a hurry, so we're gonna jump right in.
All right, brother.
We got South Carolina going to the Georgia Bulldogs.
The Cocks and the Dogs.
Georgia wins easy, 3 touchdowns easy.
Gotcha. Okay, we're not picking against the line, but you can give your opinion on it. But
Gotcha.
all that's got to happen is Georgia win. If Georgia wins by 1, you nailed this one.
Yeah.
All right, Oklahoma. Oklahoma and Texas play at a neutral site, Red River rivalry. What do you think?
Oklahoma.
That's an easy one, isn't it? Memphis.
No love for Texas tonight.
This is actually a big Group of 5 game. Memphis
Very
is going
big.
to Temple.
Yeah.
I like Temple in this game.
I do
Really?
too. The
Yeah.
fighting Bill Cosby.
Temple is balling at the moment.
You know Cosby's a.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I think.
Did you see the game thing I did for it?
Well,
I had Elvis on one side with the guitar, and I had Elvis's body on the other side with the guitar, but with Cosby's head. It worked great. Nobody really got it, but I think a lot of people were thinking, why is Bill Cosby on this? Because he's a fucking alum.
He is. He is. They need to change their name to the Fighting Cosby.
So you're picking Temple at home.
Yes, sir.
All right, Alabama at Texas A&M.
Roll Tide!
Alabama.
All right.
All day, every day.
Now this one, this could be an interesting game for a few minutes. FSU goes to Clemson.
Clemson's going to kill them.
I do now. To be fair, I do think that FSU is going to play a better game than they played last year in this
Maybe.
situation. I think so.
All right. Michigan State goes to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
All right. Washington State goes down to play Arizona State in Herman.
I'm taking the Cougs.
The Cougs. Cougs go upset. I guess, I don't know what the line is. I believe Arizona State should be favored.
They should be because they're ranked also.
Yep. A Herm. All right. Nebraska at Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, I like Minnesota in that one too.
Arkansas is going to play. I can't read this one.
Kentucky.
Western Kentucky.
That's the Wildcats.
That's gonna kill my soul, man. But as much as I hate saying it, I'm going with Arkansas.
Oh, come on.
Oh man, that is.
Hey, I know what you're doing. We know what you're doing, Mike. You know that Kentucky's gonna win. You don't want to fucking hex this shit.
No.
Arkansas is terrible, dude. Kentucky's going to beat Arkansas.
Yeah, they've got the defense to hold them. I know there's a little bit of offense being generated down there right now, but Kentucky's the better team.
This is going to be one of those you're going to be happy to be wrong.
It's a home game. Kentucky's at home for this one. They've got to win this game.
You're going to be happy to be wrong about this, aren't you?
Absolutely. I hope I am.
Now let's go ahead and make a supposition. If Kentucky is not able to win at home in this game against a pretty
things are going
Arkansas,
south.
do you think things are going really south way too quick for the Kentucky program? Because man, you want to talk about some highs and some lows.
I think Kentucky's
over the past 2
bad.
years.
I think Kentucky beats the shit out of them.
Yeah, I do too.
It's really bad for me the way we went this season. I mean, I knew losing Terry Wilson was going to hurt, but I didn't know it was going to do that.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope you're wrong on this because I'm pulling for your Kentucky Wildcats.
I'm hoping I'm wrong too.
Number 7, Florida goes to the Corn Dog Stadium and plays the Louisiana State. What are they called?
Louisiana State
Raging Cajuns
University. Yeah, the Raging Cajuns.
All right.
Yeah.
At Corn Dog Stadium.
Corn Dog Stadium, yeah.
He said the Corn Dogs take it.
Oh,
that's what I heard. I don't like that one at all. No, I really think that Florida needs to win this game so I can haunt Shannon Russell in her dreams for forever.
All right, Mike. Maybe I'm going to throw up your record on Monday, and either you're going to talk shit or you're going to go hide.
I ain't gonna hide, but I'm probably gonna talk shit either way.
These colors don't run, goddammit.
All right, guys, y'all have a good one, brother. I appreciate y'all.
Mike Richardson, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a big hand. Well, I don't know. I think
we caught up, didn't we?
I think we did. I think are we back on schedule now?
I think we are.
Shit, yeah, we're not going to lose any more sponsors before the end of the show. That's going to be amazing.
You want to go to a commercial while I call them?
Please do.
All right. Let's see here. Who told you? Okay.
That's I know that guy. There's somebody commenting. I know that guy. Go to commercial. Fuck this shit.
I'm going.
Stay tuned for adverts of the products that make us who we are. Smacking Off the Podcast would also like to thank you for tuning in.
Have you tried Wheaties? They're whole wheat with all of the bran. Won't you try Wheaties? For wheat is the best food of man. They're crispy and crunchy the whole year through. The kiddies never tire of them, and neither will you. So just buy Wheaties, the best breakfast food in the land.
In every Chevrolet showroom across America, more and more people are looking at the car that's just out and just wonderful, the 1957 Chevrolet. Some are looking at Chevrolet's daring new front-end styling, the bold new grille, big, beautiful sloping hood. Some are looking at Chevy's handsome new rear end with high-fashion fenders and fresh new design. Everyone's enthused about the new color-fashioned interiors and the sleek command post instrument panel. And the biggest news of all, Chevrolet's fuel injection, the greatest engine advance since the overhead valve. Plus, 4 famous drives topped by new exclusive Turbo Glide that brings you triple turbine takeoff and a new flowing kind of going. So visit your Chevrolet dealers soon. See the car that goes them all one better. Number 1 in the USA, the 57 Chevrolet.
Smacking Off invites you to join us on the podcast. If you have an opinion on an upcoming game, some commentary on your conference, or want to roll with one of your fellow smackers on air, hit us up. You can message us at the Smacking Off or X's and O's Facebook pages, email me at maddenshannon@toothfairy.com, or call us on the Smack line, 304-508. And welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden, joined with Doug Phillips. We're also joined on the line with Mr. Timothy Bailey and Mr. Aaron Sims to discuss this week's upcoming Red River rivalry. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Not much. Not a whole lot. So let's go ahead and clear the air right now. Is this a better rivalry than the Iron Bowl? Tim Bailey.
There's no question about it. How can someone's second best rivalry game be better than an all-time classic like the Red River game that's on its 115th meeting? Back and forth series for 70 years.
Texas leads that series comfortably.
Texas leads it comfortably before the 50s, but for anyone who's alive right now, they've probably
I'm
seen
talking
OU
about
win
the whole entire total number. It's definitely that is all Texas.
Well, I mean,
all the
back
time.
in the day, like, there's some games that count when Texas had a legitimate team and we were playing with like.
No, they all
the
counted.
freshman
Actually, I'm
Rough
looking at it
Riders,
right
and they
now.
got
What is
wins
that?
against us. I mean,
62 to 47, and you tied 5 times. That's amazing.
It's been pretty.
Alabama tied with Oklahoma once, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
3-3, I believe.
Sure did.
Blue Bonnet Bowl, 60 something.
Yeah,
60 something.
I was there.
Just a good old boy. Never meaning. All right, so we got a big game to talk about. This is huge. Definitely for the Big 12 and for national championship consideration for both teams. Texas is still in this one at the moment. Till Florida fucks up, or not Florida, that other team.
Louisiana State.
Yeah.
LSU. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say Florida. It's really all about Florida.
Hold on.
I really hope that
Joshua Lee says you're all a bunch of cunt.
that is correct.
Not cunt. Okay, sorry, cunts.
Oh,
Yeah. Well,
This
thank you, Josh. That means a lot coming from you.
that's crazy, Josh, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think it is. I believe that's Kentucky. That's a Kentucky guy.
Well, fuck him. So, anyways, back to the Red River rivalry, the second best rivalry in the United States, college football.
God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on.
Or third best. I'm sure Alex Bryan has something to say about.
Real quick,
about this
Carrie
thing.
Segura
Yeah.
has a message for Tim.
Yeah.
Just admit they're ahead and get on with it, Bailey.
Yeah. Texas.
Just admit they're ahead. Talking about Texas. And get
Texas
on with
is
it.
ahead. It's 62 to 47, 5 ties. I think.
Oh,
we
yeah,
went
no,
up.
absolutely. Yeah, they're ahead all time. I was saying all the, I mean, if you look at it from, like, anyone who's alive right now, I mean, they've seen OU win more times than Texas, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
So I mean, like, I'm just saying. I mean, leather helmet days are cool, but.
But I mean, that still adds to the total number of wins
absolutely.
that Texas has
does.
over Oklahoma. So I don't know how you can overlook that at all, ever. So.
It's definitely not overlooked.
Okay, I'm done busting balls here. Y'all talk about the game. Roll Tide.
Dead face.
I thought someone was going to say admit that the Iron Bowl is a more significant rivalry game than the Red River game.
Well, I just said,
admit something that's false.
I just said Roll Tide. So I mean, I think that's
can't admit that. Like I just can't.
I can't get into all that because it is to me, and it isn't to you.
See,
so we'll just argue all night.
You were thrown off a little bit by the whole entire paragraph.
10 years ago, Auburn wasn't even
threw
your
in that
biggest
Roll
rival,
Tide.
though. I mean, come on.
I mean, really,
biggest rival.
Isn't LSU more of a rival to Bama than Auburn?
Fuck no.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
as far as on the field, like football wise, just straight football on the field, success.
No,
because
they've only got 25 wins. Bama's got over 50.
Yeah, it's so lopsided. It's not even funny.
Tennessee's got the most wins against Auburn.
Alabama. Auburn's what? Damn near a dead heat, isn't it? I mean,
it's like it's a 10 difference for Alabama, but it's only like that because you guys were on probation for the entire
and it's way more than it's way
you guys would be up
slimmer
by
of a margin than Texas is
shit.
leading over Oklahoma. I think, yeah.
Well, I mean, it would be probably a little more lopsided if the rivalry didn't get postponed for, or suspended for 41 years.
It happens, I mean, we
It
worked it out.
happens.
We were able to work it out. We kept it going. No big deal. I mean, it's
41 years.
Come on now. It's just a better product. It really is. You know what? I know what the American people know.
Okay, so the picture I used of you, Tim, there's people that think that you look like a 12-year-old girl in this picture. I don't think you do.
Sean Devine updates that Alabama officially does lead that series by 10, which is still a slimmer margin than what Texas is. We're talking about 15 games.
And definitely slimmer than LSU and Alabama.
Oh, yeah. That's so lopsided. It's not even
that's
funny.
Cool and all.
LSU was trash for years.
41 years not played. I mean,
what
would Alabama's lead be if you played those 41 fucking seasons?
According to Sean Galuli, Auburn would have picked up 10 wins during that period. Now,
Yeah,
I went back and looked through those years.
They might have picked up 10 wins and lost the other 36.
No, he
31.
he thinks they would have picked up a 10-game edge is what he meant.
Oh, might be on crack.
I mean, I don't know. I've never is Sean Devine on crack?
No, sorry, Sean Galuli.
Oh, he's definitely on crack. No two ways about it. He's an Auburn fan. Come on now.
Sean Devine wouldn't say that. Sean Devine might not even be sure Auburn wins any of the four.
Sean Devine is an intelligent human being. Sean Galuli, he's an Auburn fan. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yep. All right, so Aaron, do you have any worries at all? Do you feel like your Texas Longhorns can get this job done?
Before you answer that, I have the horns down. I'm doing the horns down with both hands
Hey,
right now. So
that's
go
fine.
ahead. Yeah.
That's fine.
I thought this was
I feel confident because a couple things. One, the last 3 times Texas where Oklahoma has came into the Red River rivalry game unbeaten, they have lost. Last 3 times, and Oklahoma's defense has improved somewhat. I can't really say that because of their competition, but Texas offense has also improved a lot. So, and I still feel Texas has the better defense, and I feel Ellinger is a better QB than Hurts.
Yeah, fuck Hurts.
And
bastard.
Oklahoma's with their 2 tackle situations, I'm interested to see because Kansas was getting pressure on them last week. If Kansas had athletes on defense, they could contain Oklahoma better than they did. Just Hurts is a superb athlete, so he was able to make plays happen.
Okay. Is that a
so that's how I feel about it because I still feel confident in Texas. And Herman is still a great head coach as an underdog.
I agree.
Like he lives for these big games.
No, I mean, I don't. I'm still the jury's still out with me on Herman, and every time that I think that I got him figured out, he always does something to surprise me, either in the negative or the positive.
Kind of like Herman Munster when you think about it. It's kind of the same thing.
No, Herman Munster was the shit. I like 24/7.
Every time you think you got him figured out, then he always looks like Frankenstein. He always does.
Who is a cooler character, Grandpa and the Munsters, or what's his name, Uncle Fester?
Uncle Fester from Addams Family?
Yeah.
Uncle Fester, fuck yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Fester was the shit.
Or Gomez. Gomez is my favorite.
Gomez is probably one of the greatest of that era.
Sorry, guys. Y'all don't know what the fuck we're talking about, do y'all? You don't have a fucking clue, do you?
I have no idea.
Doug and myself took some peyote before the show. That's kind of really it. Wasn't Mark Zuckerberg's fault that we couldn't get on the air. We took this peyote and we're tripping balls right now. So
Right.
sorry about that.
The thing that said we got locked out probably was not even there.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember logging back in. Do you?
No, we don't do the drugs, y'all. Y'all stay away from drugs. Drugs are very harmful, and they will lead you to suck another man's cock.
Speak for yourself, Madden.
Well, you never did drugs. So what do you got to worry about?
Maybe.
I did the drugs though.
All right.
Oh, okay.
That cock tasted like shit. All right, I'm glad we got that out of the way. That's part of my fifth step.
Good talk.
That'll help. Yeah, that'll help.
Yeah.
Moving further into this football discussion, that we got that out of the way.
That's our TED talk.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good TED talk. It really was. Have you ever like, and I encourage everybody to do this. I don't know if you know of the punk legend Gigi Allen. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
The guy was legendary. He was a very vile, nasty, rotten human being. He used to poop on people and drive them out of his show. Seriously, he got arrested a bunch of times for people paying money to go to his shows to be like have him poop on stage and throw it at him, and then beat him up one by one as he's doing his show or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A wonderful human being.
Couldn't figure out why.
He did a TED talk. He is like one of their very early TED talks.
He's dead now, ain't he?
Yeah, he's been dead. Thank God. Sorry to the Allen family if you happen to be listening, but yeah, he was a rotten human being. You know it, I know it, the American people know it. So, anyway, he actually did a TED talk, and it's labeled as like the worst TED talk ever. So if you can find it on YouTube, check it out because it's fascinating. It's cringy as fuck too. You got to check it out. Anyways, I don't know what made me think of that. I'm high on this peyote.
All right, Tim, you got to respond to what Aaron said.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, this is the Red River rivalry, so anything can definitely happen. So I can't say that I'm 100% confident, but I can say this. Like,
just use the two words and be done with it. You're beating around the bush again. Just say Jalen Hurts.
To beat around the bush.
Jalen Hurts and be done. Just say it. Jalen Hurts and be done.
So here's the thing I am a little concerned with Hurts is because this is the kind of game, when he was at Alabama, the big games where he didn't perform at his best. So this is an opportunity for him to kind of rewrite that narrative for sure. But yeah, the Oklahoma defense this year is definitely better than the Texas defense. I'm sorry, but I know that Oklahoma hasn't played the best competition, but they've played enough to where I can tell they're not 126th versus the past this year. Like they were last year and Texas is right now. So I'm going to have to go with I don't believe that. I also don't think the Texas offense is much better than it was last year. I think Ellinger is a much
crazy,
better quarterback.
Josh. You're right.
But the big concern for Texas is that they still don't get enough out of the running back position. Now Ellinger as a threat to run, he's a big deal in this game. But Oklahoma definitely is the better put together team. They have better coaching. I do agree that Ellinger is probably a little better than Hurts, not by a lot. I mean, they're pretty much the same player, honestly. Just Hurts has a lot better record, wins and losses.
Hurts has better legs. I mean, the numbers don't lie.
Hurts is a better athlete than Ellinger. Yeah. Ellinger, I think, is a
Hurts is one of the finest athletes in the game right now. I honestly believe that. I can't say enough good things. Even though last week his production dropped slightly, I mean he still put up almost 400 yards or some shit like that.
And
total.
The other thing is, the OU tackles being out is definitely a concern because anytime you don't have your best guys, that's definitely a problem. The good news is that after the first half where Kansas got a few plays where they got in the backfield, that got cleaned up pretty quick in the second half. You have guards that are kicking out the tackle, so it's a little different for them, but they got a couple of games under their belt. They played excellent against Texas Tech, and then they didn't play as well against Kansas in the first half. So I'm not really overly concerned about the tackle position, but I will tell you this: if I'm Texas, I'm extremely concerned about my safety issue in this game because Oklahoma's weapons a wide receiver. Well,
I'm curious.
Caden Stearns especially being
no, time out, no.
Oh, okay, so you have a way to debunk
Foster's back. Foster and Jones is at safety. Foster came back last week.
Foster came back last week.
Yeah, he played last week. Foster came.
Oh, BJ Foster. Yeah, Foster's back. Caden Stearns is out.
Stearns is out.
Yeah, well, Caden Stearns is arguably the second best safety in all of college football, and he's out. Yeah. That's a big deal.
Yeah, because Stearns and Jones are two safeties, starting safeties. But
I'm
Foster
not really that concerned
plays
with
safety
Jones.
nickel.
Foster's a really good football player.
Yeah.
I like him. The corners are definitely very suspect in this game as well, and not having Caden Stearns is a big deal, I think, especially with the athletes you're going up against in defense. Because, I mean, OU is really, really liking that Charleston-Rambo matchup going into this weekend. Texas
I can say the same with Texas though, because Texas has 3 receivers I think that are 6'5" and over.
Sure,
And
certainly.
I know. Oklahoma's defense has gotten better, but they still have the same players, for the most part.
Right, and those players are really good.
Same players, but they do have a different coach. Different coach has been working with them starting in the middle of last season up until now. So there has been some shakeup on the defensive side of the ball there at Oklahoma.
Oklahoma
as far as the coaching personnel
they look
goes.
improved on defense to me.
Vastly
the other
improved.
thing is Jaden Davis right now, Oklahoma true freshman corner, has been graded by Pro Football Focus as the #1 corner so far this year. And Parnell Motley, before last week when he gave up a couple of passes in garbage time against Kansas, he was allowing less than 7% completion.
I mean, you can look good against receivers that's not up to your level.
You don't think Texas Tech has any good receivers on their roster? Like, maybe the one that's 6'6".
I don't think Tech is even that good this year.
Hey, I got a question.
They're not, but you can test individual. You can look.
Tech has looked bad on offense.
Guys, I have a question. I have a question from a viewer. Sean Devine wants to know: Can OU stop Colin Johnson?
That's the big question. That's definitely the big question. You're probably going to have him on Parnell Motley.
Yes, they can.
Is he out?
I'm not high. No, he's healthy. I'm not high on Colin.
Colin, if you're not high on Colin, you're toast. Because Buki is the matchup nightmare
Devin,
for
Duvernay
versus Buki. Duvernay is shut down by Buki.
No one's able to stop Duvernay.
Well,
you can ask LSU about that.
Well, fellas, I gotta ask a question here too, because really, and this probably is going to go more towards Aaron. Who do you think has the better offense? Do you think it was LSU, or do you think upcoming Oklahoma?
I think,
I think that really is going to be the key
LSU. Because Burrow was putting passes on money that no one could defend that night. Because in that game, there's really no blown coverages. There was a couple, but there was really no. It was just great passes.
So you feel that LSU does have the better offense as far as the two teams?
No
especially add receiver.
No.
People can say what people can say.
Even I know that's
LSU has better receivers than Oklahoma. Are you crazy?
LSU has always had great receivers. Their one problem was the QB. You can ask anyone that's seen him play.
Tim
you
Bailey.
Want to say Joe Burrow? I watched him play too. Do you think I didn't turn my TV on that Saturday?
We all did.
I'm sure you did. but Joe Burrow is playing.
Oh my God, Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow better than Hurts? I mean, that's fine. I'm good with that. You saying Burrow's better than Hurts? That's fine.
But the LSU's offense as a
Oklahoma's
whole,
receivers are ridiculously stacked, and it's better than LSU's group of receivers.
A lot of them are unproven. Because you can
because they're young and they who has the better tight end position So
well, I'm sure Oklahoma does because
who's better at the outside? Who has the better number one receiver? Oklahoma. CD Lamb, top 10 pick.
LSU, Jamar Chase.
Who?
Chase.
Chase? That's not even the number one receiver. It's Jefferson.
Chase, Jefferson, and Marshall. They're
you
top
think
three.
They're all better than CD Lamb?
Yeah, I think CD Lamb's one of the best
your
receivers in the country. To be honest, I've been very vocal about that. CD Lamb is
that's
amazing.
Craziness.
I mean, you can say
nonsense.
You can say it's craziness.
Well, I can, and all the NFL scouts and anyone who's watched college football.
Yeah, there is no receiver on LSU's team.
Maybe you got Shannon Russell
that
can. Shannon Russell will vouch for you.
She definitely will.
That's all you got right there. You really think that not even LSU's number one receiver is better than
George
CD
Stroud?
Are you crazy?
There's not too many receivers in the land better than CD Lamb. CD Lamb's going to be drafted very high for a team that's looking for a good wide receiver.
The only receiver in the nation that you can say is better than CD Lamb is Jerry Jeudy.
Perhaps. And Jerry Jeudy's had a very quiet year this year because they've kind of he's been targeted quite a bit, so they've been kind of opening the field up a little bit as far as targets.
And then you have Charleston Rambo as well, who that guy.
Rambo, I mean,
Rambo has limited touches, but you can just see it's obvious that kid is special.
You can say that about. I can say that about Jake Smith. He has limited touches, but he's going to be great. But he.
Yeah, but I mean, is he as good as CD Lamb though? And CD Lamb's.
Well, I mean, Charleston Rambo's had a touchdown in a playoff game, so there's that. Charleston, and then you also have Lee Morris, who's barely getting any playing time, who had like 9 or 10 touchdowns last year at OU. Let's see, and then Jaden Hazelwood, who's clearly freshman All-America, a wide receiver for OU as well.
So you're going off young players that haven't done anything in big games yet.
Oh, they've already done some things. Again, Charleston Rambo caught a very big touchdown pass. I'm sorry.
I mean, they've been so good that they've made Jalen Hurts. I mean, who's been pretty effective with the ball. Part of that you got to give that to receivers.
It's a plug and play system. That's just like with the Art Blau system.
Plug and play system.
But you still have the talent to be able to play.
You plug and you play really good players.
You can plug all you want to, but you got to be able to ball to play on that level, the level
that
Oklahoma
it's a plug and play system. You went from Sterling Shepard
Jalen Hurts is not traditionally known
you
for
went to
passing,
Marquise
so
Brown.
you've got to give his receivers a little bit there.
It's been with QB. It's been a plug and play system in that offense scheme that Lincoln Riley
plug and
runs.
play into number one overall picks. Plug and play them. They're terrible.
Kyler Murray was number one recruit, so let's not act like he was a scrub before getting there. He was probably the best recruit to come out of Texas.
He's a plug and play guy. You pretended like he wasn't shit.
Because saying plug and play does not mean that I'm saying.
Hey guys,
you don't know shit about football. This OU offense has looked completely different all three of these last 3 years.
Hey guys, let's get a prediction from
Yeah, we got to wrap up pretty soon, fellas, because we'll probably have this debate 4 hours from now if we just let it run.
Plug and play another first round.
We're gonna plug and play it this weekend. That's for damn sure. And this debate will finally be settled once and for all. All right, Aaron Sims, give us a final score prediction of this game.
45-35 Texas.
45-35 Texas. 10-point game.
2008 throwback, eh?
Tim Bailey.
I'm gonna go with 42-27 OU.
Wow.
All right.
Guys. They were going to clap for a second, and I think they were waiting for me to say something. Everybody go ahead and clap. All right. Excellent.
All right, guys. Very spirited debate.
I enjoyed this. This was a fun talk. We may need to revisit this for a couple minutes next week after the game's over with.
All right, guys. We're going to go to a commercial. We're going to let y'all go. We're going to go to the commercial. When we come back, President Pike with Pike's predictions.
Aaron Sims, Tim Bailey. Appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir.
And welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden, Doug Phillips, and we're joined with President Pike.
Greetings, everyone.
Justin Pike, what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Just laying here watching a little football, relaxing.
Yeah, are you watching the same crappy game we were watching? I think we lost.
He's watching a replay of the Auburn-Florida game.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a good one.
God.
That was a good one. That was a really, really good game. Some good, solid football. 60 minutes of football there to watch.
I lost some money on that one.
Yeah, that was a turd.
How much did you have on that?
Honestly, I hadn't told nobody. $1,700.
Oh, motherfucker. Oh, shit. No.
So I stayed up all night partying in Vegas. It was my first night I got down there. Stayed up all night partying. Went to the strip club. Got real wild. Went dancing. 7:30 in the morning. I ain't checked into my hotel yet. So I go check into my hotel. And they tell me they already gave my room away. I said, well, how the fuck you get my room away? I booked it 3 months ago. So I talked to the manager. We talked to the manager, all that stuff. In the meantime, I said, fuck it, let me go ahead and put my damn bed in. I fell asleep in the first quarter, woke up in the fourth quarter, the game was over. And it's a hard pill to swallow.
$1,700. You can get a really sturdy prostitute for $1,700. I'm talking about anal, the whole bit. You can do all sorts of nasty things to a girl for $1,700.
I still got the tickets in my pocket. Y'all are actually the first person that I told.
You've told everybody. You've told our listening audience. Our listening audience knows that you dropped money for a sturdy prostitute on this game.
Are you ready to turn back to Landon's lock of the week?
Well, might as well at this point. Might as well. It was tough. It's tough when you take a hit like that.
I bet.
Yeah, $1,700. That's a hell of a hit right there. You can buy a lot of groceries at Walmart with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hell, you could feed a damn family for a year in Alabama.
You could feed a sturdy prostitute too. Your cock all night long for $1,700. I like that. That's a good band name, the Sturdy Prostitutes. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'd buy the album of the Sturdy Prostitutes, their debut album.
So what do y'all like this week?
Because this week,
we got some big ones.
You got to come back this week. You got to make that $1,700 back, and then another $1,700 to make up for the one that you didn't make this week.
Correct.
There is a game that I like this week. My Pike Lock of the Week.
Okay. It's the Pike Lock of the Week.
It's actually an NFL game.
Okay.
Not a very big game either. People are going to kind of laugh at this, but money's money when you're trying to beat Vegas, correct?
That's right.
Washington -3 points against the Miami Dolphins. That's my lock of the week.
That's the President Pike Lock of the Week.
That's the tank ball. But both teams are tanking right now.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about my Nationals?
Nationals are looking pretty good right now.
Do y'all watch the MLB playoffs?
A little bit. I haven't really watched it this year that
I have
much.
to be honest. Most of what I know about it comes from you.
Yeah, true.
Oh, my God. It's incredible. So they were down 2 runs last night to Clayton Kershaw, arguably the greatest pitcher in baseball. Anthony Rendon comes up, hits a home run, and followed by Juan Soto, who's 20 years old, by the way. 20-year-old kid goes and hits a big blast, tied up 3-3. And all of a sudden we hit a grand slam. And so Game 3 of the the National League Championship Series is here in D.C. I will be live Game 3 at that.
That is absolutely wonderful.
If we make the World Series, President Pike will be at the World Series.
President Pike will be at the World Series, ladies and gentlemen. You heard that here first on Smacking Off.
Jerry Springer asked to join Family Smack. Wait.
That's Jake from State Farm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. He looks hideous.
I like the way the direction of the group's going. It looks like we're trending up. We're staying trending up.
I feel it.
I don't care about that group anymore.
Yeah, fuck that group.
Yeah.
It can burn to the ground as far as
that group goes against community standards, and I want it gone. You would find this interesting. I actually tried to get back into SEC Smack yesterday, Justin, and was absolutely flat motherfucking denied.
I mean, you don't really have anything. You never got in trouble in the group or anything,
No,
did you?
absolutely not. It was just my involvement with #Family Smack that did it. That sealed the deal. Even though David Marshall is a member of #Family Smack. Now, you know what that is? That's me being the bigger man here. And you too, really, because yeah.
I don't care about all that. I could care less about it.
So the picture of me, y'all saw it on TV, right?
Yes, yes.
There was a picture of me got into SEC Smack, and one of my fake profiles is in there. It got over 60. It's got like 500 likes.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're not allowed in SEC Smack like the rest of us. You're exiled.
I got fake profiles in there. I still read. I know everything.
Oh, of course, absolutely. I've got friends in SEC Smack. They tell me things. It's nice.
Right.
We enjoy a very cordial back alley relationship. I feel
I feel myself as bigger than Facebook groups now. Like, it doesn't matter. SEC this, blah 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 blah. It's more about the brand.
Yeah.
The name.
President Pike.
There is a brand.
Absolutely. I'd buy that T-shirt.
Yeah, Uncle Lou's selling T-shirts now.
Yeah.
Uncle Lou got a shout out on Feinbaum today.
I like the one he's got.
How come I don't get a shout out on
Feinbaum? He shouted him out on Feinbaum?
No, Feinbaum didn't, but one of the callers called in and gave Lou a shout out.
He kind of stole something from
and
you.
He sounded nothing like Lou.
Lou kind of stole something from you, Pike, on one of his latest T-shirts. But who have they played?
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah. He's maybe came back to them.
Copyright infringement, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't own Played, do you? You don't own. You don't own the term.
I got a really good entertainment lawyer.
You need to register that. You need to register Played.
Played.
Yeah.
Played.
Register trademark and turn around
PWAYED. Yes.
And sue Uncle Lou for everything he's worth because you know he's making a mint over there at LouTube.
How does that work? Does YouTube pay you like per view, right?
I guess. I don't know. They don't pay us shit.
They don't pay you if you don't really get a lot of views, but he gets enough views to collect a paycheck.
Yeah,
right?
He gets a huge paycheck.
Now, as far as what he makes, I really don't know. He gets thousands of views per.
That's like what, $8, isn't it?
I don't know. Could be
$9.
Oh, could be $8.
He might. I don't know what he makes. I really don't. I haven't done the math. I know that you can make bank if you're getting millions of views.
Here's my theory. I've seen his videos. He has very clear skin, and people that are making some good money have pretty clear skin. They can afford those really good skincare products.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there that Lou is he's doing very well for himself.
Noxzema?
Yeah. Oh no, Noxzema's like that's the on the shelf shit. He's reaching behind the shelf. He has to go to the pharmacist for that fancy shit because his
what's
skin
it called?
His skin has a sheen.
What's it called?
I don't know. It's got a real chemical sounding name to it. I'm sure.
I bet.
Yeah, like a own. It's got an own in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, you got any more predictions for us?
What? I don't know what the spread is. I do like Oklahoma a lot over Texas by a lot. I like it probably by at least.
We said what? I was like a 10-point spread on that one, somewhere give or take.
Definitely cover that.
10, 11.
At least 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Hey, what happened to Tiggy?
Tiggy actually. The video that was being shown of the Georgia wide receiver. I can't remember the fellow's name at the moment. He actually went to Hoover High School. And apparently he had gotten in a fight when he was in high school with some kid, and apparently the kid was determined he was special needs or something like that. But he actually posted that up on his college football quotes, in quotation marks, on Twitter, which is a really hot account these days. And it spread like wildfire through the SEC domain, so I'm pretty sure it had something to do with that because he disappeared all of a sudden. And I think his disappearance has something to do with Mark Zuckerberg, that fucker.
Wow. So Tiggy is gone.
I tried to tag him in something today, and it blanked out. I know he didn't defriend me because we're
you think it's got something to do with the video?
I think it's Mark Zuckerberg. Well, no, not necessarily to do with the video itself, but it was posted a lot of places, and I'm sure there was a thread somewhere that it got spicy. You know how that shit works. People get hurt.
Well, goddamn
lots of feels.
Well, I saw where he was doing this thing where he was like quoting like college quarterbacks.
That's that Twitter. The Twitter account, and that's the most recent one he's done.
Telling him he better take that shit down and stuff like that.
It's amazing. He has trolled so many fucking people all over the United States. We're talking about news organizations, people that work with athletic departments, people that are, handlers for some of these players that have gone on there. He never said that. You need to take that down now. And he's really nonchalant about it. He's actually, you need to go back and look up some of the segments we've had him on earlier this year.
I've got his private.
He's done some amazing stuff.
I've got his private number. I think I'm going to text him and see if he wants to come on Sunday and tell us what's up.
Excellent.
That'd be great. Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else?
Anything else? Yeah, go Nats, baby. Go Nats. Game 1 tomorrow. Y'all should tune in and watch it. This is going to be an extraordinary series.
Justin Pike, I hope you win all the money. I hope your Nats go to the World Series, and I hope you get enough money to afford yourself a sturdy prostitute.
Thank y'all.
Justin Pike, ladies and gentlemen, President Pike. Thanks, man.
This week's Life Championship Top 10 is brought to you by Bad Month Tires. Cuz, who the fuck can afford Goodyear? Those fuckers are expensive as shit. And also by Dr. Thunder, not nearly as good as Dr. Pepper, but a whole hell of a lot cheaper. And now, our champions of Life Countdown.
Number 10, the Cal Bears. Number 9, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Number 8, the Texas A&M Aggies. Number 7, the Florida Gators. Number 6, the Texas Longhorns. Number 5, the UCF Knights. Number 4, the Oregon Ducks. Number 3, the Washington Huskies. Number 2, the Auburn Tigers. And numero uno, once again for week 6, the Michigan Wolverines.
Find Smacking Off the Podcast on Facebook and on YouTube.
Tune in to Smacking Off the Podcast every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Fuck each and every motherfucker who doesn't.